Alright guys, welcome to another question and answer video. What you see here is something that you guys have seen quite a bit of. This is the Remington 700 that I've kind of been customizing as I go and turning into my long-range precision rifle match. I shot this in the Battle of Breakneck in Nebraska last year. That was my first and only PRS match so far, and I've shot it at a bunch of local matches. You've seen a couple of the Cheyenne precision rifle matches that I've done. I've posted 2 videos of those, so go ahead and take a look at those if you haven't. Kind of get to see this rifle in action. Plus there's a couple different videos of me installing the magazine well, installing the Criterion barrel. I've actually got a jewel trigger on order, so there's going to be a video coming up for that once I actually get that in, so stay tuned for that. And then you guys have just seen me shooting this rifle at the matches, several of my suppressor videos. You know, this is definitely the bolt action rifle that I spend the most time shooting. I'm certainly not shooting as much as some guys, but man, in the last, I'd say year and a half, I've shot a lot more rounds through this than I've ever shot through a bolt action. So let's get a couple of the questions out of the way. So first off, one of the questions I got is about the Magpul magazine well, and the question was basically due to the fit and some of the modifications I had to do, wasn't this designed for the Magpul Hunter stock? Yes, absolutely it was. And if you use that stock, it's just a drop-in fit. In fact, one of my more recent videos was installing that exact same Magwell into a Remington long action for my dad. He upgraded his hunting 30-06, put on the Magpul Hunter long action stock, went ahead and bought the magazine well as well, and then a couple magazines to go with it, and now his old ADL Remington 700 has got a whole new stock. You'll probably see some more videos at some point once I get to the range with him to see how he likes it, but for that one it dropped right in, no problems. For this, I had to modify it, but I bought it knowing that it wasn't designed to fit this Bell & Carlson stock. This was designed for a hinge floor plate, and basically any bottom metal that I bought would have had to been modified to fit this. So there are several really good options for your bottom metal from some of the popular manufacturers for a metal version. And I mean, those are great, but they're going to cost quite a bit more. So there's absolutely nothing wrong with going that route. But as you can tell, for a lot of this build, a lot of this stuff has been DIY, and it's been done with decent quality components, but not stuff that breaks the bank. So I certainly could have gone with a metal one, but I looked at the price for the Magwell from Magpul, and when you're talking about $70-75 with the magazine included, to me that was pretty much a no-brainer. It was worth a shot if I had to modify it, and I did. I removed material not only from the stock but from the magazine well itself. But for the price, hey, you know what? It was a learning experience, and once I got it installed and kind of fit and ready to go, I have not had a single problem with the Magpul in this stock in any of the matches I've gone to with the Magpul magazines and the AICS magazines. So for me, it was absolutely worth it. Alright, so one of the next questions I got was about the barrel that I installed and the profile. So just real quick, this was a Remington varmint profile according to Criterion. Now, I did find that I had to relieve the barrel channel a little bit. So obviously the barrel nut is going to be a larger diameter compared to the factory barrel system. So I knew I was going to have to relieve material around there. I was hoping to get a similar profile so that I wouldn't have to do a lot of changes to the barrel channel the rest of the way down. But Criterion's version of the Remington varmint barrel was definitely a larger diameter by a little bit. Not a whole lot, but enough that I had to do sanding and fitting of the barrel channel the entire way down. So that is Criterion's varmint barrel. I got it as a 26-inch version, which I had threaded by a guy here locally in Denver, and it's a 260 match 1 in 8 twist. whenever I get to the point of replacing this one, I'm going to go a little bit shorter. I do really like the velocity that I get from the 26-inch barrel, but I love shooting suppressed for the competitions, for the range sessions, all of that. I love shooting this rifle with a suppressor on. It just, the way it changes the impulse, the reduction in sound. I plan on continuing to shoot these matches with the suppressor on. So I have to decide how short I want to go on the barrel. If I want to go maybe just to a 24-inch, get a little bit shorter package, but still a lot of my velocity, or if I want to drop it down maybe to a 22, which is about as short as I would go for a match rifle. And basically that's just to keep my velocity up for some of these longer range shoots. So next question was about the cost. Now, a little bit of a disclaimer. Obviously, any cost that I quote you today may be different, because these costs are based off of what I paid. And any of the companies can change what they're charging, so these costs may be good for, they may even be out of date right now. I haven't double checked in the last month or so to see. But basically, so what did I end up paying? So for the barrel, I ended up paying $320. So this is from Northland Shooter Supply. They had this barrel in stock for, like I said, the 26-inch varmint profile, 260 match, 1-8 twist, was in stock at Northland Shooter Supply for $320. Barrel nut is $28. That's, you can use a Savage nut. I went ahead and went with theirs because they match everything. They order it together, so it should be matched to what they're selling. I went ahead and ordered that. That is something that, if you're rebarreling this, you're not going to have to buy that barrel nut again. Same with the action wrench. The action wrench specifically for the Remington 700, I bought a wrench off of Midway, I believe is where I got that one. That was $60. Or no, I take that back. I did go ahead and buy the one that Northland Shooter Supply sells, because they also have a little add-on, and you can see that in the video where I installed the barrel. They have a little add-on that makes sure that your recoil lug is in the proper place. So if you don't have a pinned recoil lug, which I don't, this is still just a factory setup, that little piece that bolts on makes sure that that recoil lug is set up and in the center where it needs to be. That barrel nut wrench I got through Northland Shooter Supply. That's the one that fits based on what they like. It's a big heavy duty wrench. I mean, that thing probably weighed almost as much as the barrel. That was $18. But don't forget, you got to throw in headspace gauges. You're going to need new dies, new brass if you're changing calibers. There could be some other miscellaneous tools that you need. A wrench, wheeler torque wrench for putting in your action screws. So don't forget all of those other pieces. So when you add some of those prices up, especially putting in the tools, those prices aren't that much better than some of the gunsmiths are going to charge you for installing a barrel. But, me personally, I really like the idea and just the project of installing this barrel myself and then going out and shooting matches with equipment that I put together myself. Now, does that mean at some point I'm not going to get a custom gunsmith rifle? Absolutely not. I mean, there's a lot of advantages of that. But this gun has kind of been a project and learning gun for me. So being able to buy those pieces, put this barrel on myself, and shoot small groups, which I'm not a great group shooter, but just any small group I get, there's a lot of pride of being able to say that you put this rifle together yourself. Another thing is, now that I have the tools, now that I have the barrel nut, I didn't mention the recoil lug. I don't think I have the price written down for that, so I'm sorry about that. I did also add the recoil nut that Northland Shooter Supply sells. So now that I have all those pieces, if I want to do another barrel, especially if I want to just replace it with a similar 260 that's maybe just a little shorter when this one shot out, I've got the tools, I've got everything I need. So basically now I pay $320 for the barrel, and then I swap that out myself. Whereas a barrel blank's going to probably run you about $300, and then you still have to pay the gunsmithing every time you install a new blank. So that's one thing. As long as I need to install more, or I choose to, I'm going to be able to do multiples of those, and that's where I'm going to start having a cost savings. The other thing is since this is a Savage based system, I can also change Savage barrel nuts. I do have a Savage Model 12 22-250, and then my wife has a 6.5 Creedmoor lightweight hunting rifle in Savage. So now that I've got these tools, if we want to change either of those, that's something that we can do pretty easily as well. Alright, I think that's going to be it for this video. Thank you very much for watching. If you have any other questions, please feel free to ask them in the comments section below. I try to get to them as quickly as I can. And then, if I get asked questions that can be addressed with a video, I'll try to make some more of these question and answer videos. So once again, thanks for watching.